actually played the way that we wanted to play. The second half, it was just old habits. Yes or no? That's the way I felt. That's the way I felt. I don't know. Just anyway.
We'll try and find some positives. Don't know if we will, but we'll try.
I feel like as if I'm not the calm one tonight.
I know you're not. I'm going to stay relatively calm. It'll get heated.
You won't.
It will get heated.
You
but
will not.
I'll stay relatively calm. Mad scramble to start this one. But George, have you got a mic? No mic. Headed that way. I asked him if he wanted to come in tonight because Dan's not here.
Could have.
He doesn't want to do it. Also a Carlton supporter, George. Anyway.
Well, you had to call me 10 minutes ago to see if I was still on as well.
Yeah, I didn't actually know if you were on tonight.
You called me yesterday. I did call you back, but...
Do you know why I called you?
Why?
So I spoke to your dad.
What did he say?
He
About
texted
Carlton or something else?
Well, he texted me and he just said, fucking, you know how he does it? Yeah. Fucking shit club, all capitals, right?
As
and
you do.
I called in. I go, if you got something to say, why don't you come up? Because he goes, you need to say this tomorrow night. You need to say that, blah, blah, blah. I go, if you've got something to say, why don't you come on tomorrow night?
And what did he say? What was the response?
Buckled.
To be fair, he came on.
He did come on once. They actually came to my house, my apartment today.
Did they?
To watch the F1. Yeah, your mum, dad, my mum, my dad.
Russell won.
He did.
Surprised.
Surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mercedes look like they've got a good car this year, which is interesting. And McLaren look, Piastri, warm up, gone. Warm up lap, didn't even make a pass. Did you watch any of it? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen anything. I just,
Just a disaster, honestly. Disaster. I'm not that into F1 anymore these days. I'm not a massive fan like we used to be with you over here. I'm not as big a fan, but I still keep track of it.
Yeah, I follow, but not
it's a disaster.
Used to, but...
Anyway, listen. We got enough to talk about tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't think teams are fitter than us. I just think it comes down to certain moments in games.
Yeah, I'll back up, Joe. We'll talk. Oh, it's just broken the chair.
How do we not see that? How does someone not pick that up?
We are consistently inconsistent.
I say 3 words and he cuts in with his opinion. Fuck off, man. Go do your own bullshit thing.
I don't know no audio. Those are connected to this. Welcome, everyone, to episode 174 of the Almost Blues Brothers podcast, part of the Blue Broad Media Network, and proudly powered in 2026 by this beautiful studio, Mavros Studios in Preston. George is going to show us something right now. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to, because I can only see the wide shot here, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna look down this camera. That's Jules. I'm gonna look down this camera. Nah. We're trying.
It worked pre-show.
We're trying our best. Have you got it? We're trying. It's the first time we've tried this. So George has got multiple cameras set up tonight for the first time. I can see all the cameras here now on our TV in the studio. While George sorts that out,
I like this little setup.
I'll say hello to Jules
on the TV.
We're not saying hello to Dan again tonight. What's going on?
I don't know, man. He's gone MIA.
No,
He calls me like one morning. I can't remember. It might have been Thursday or Friday morning on the way to work. And he's like, oh, I've got a bit of time. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll have a conversation. Literally 2 minutes later, he has to hang up.
I don't know.
Got a client.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's either you got a bit of time or you don't have a bit of time.
He asked for leave from last week. He said he would be back tonight. Then called me Thursday, told me, didn't ask, commanded that we move this to Monday. And I said, if you had have asked me nicer, I would have thought about it, but no. So that's not happening. Yeah, I don't know. He's on leave again. That's 3 straight weeks. He hasn't been on this podcast. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Remember he pulled out late? So he wasn't here last week.
Oh, yeah, true. And I was the
pulled
one
out
before.
late because he's moving the house and whatnot.
And
then
what's his name was on the show?
tonight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's good to see you back.
Good to see you, Bella.
What did you do last week, Jules? Why weren't you here?
I was...
Had some fun.
Well, I was in Sydney the week prior.
Yeah, not for the game.
Yeah, not for the game. Thank God, not for the game. Yeah, went in Saturday morning. It was good. Yeah, saw Bad Bunny. Probably a lot of listeners probably don't know who he is.
Oh, mate, biggest artist in the world. I think most viewers would know. And he just did the fucking halftime show, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he did the halftime show. So obviously into NFL, you would know. Yeah, saw him. Yeah, pretty good like concert, to be honest. Probably up there with one
Looked
of mine.
good. I saw
It
some
was
footage.
sick. No, it was sick.
Yeah.
Just everything, like in terms of the storyline, and yeah, it was a very, very good show. Plus, the Latin people know what to do, to be honest with you.
What does that even mean?
Oh, they
know what to do.
the crowd's a bit more livelier. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, okay. You're saying in terms of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can imagine
Yeah.
that. I can imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, that's it.
Good.
You?
What have I done? Well, I can say this now because everyone knows. We told Gab's dad yesterday. He was the last to find out. But
there you go.
yeah, bought a house quite recently.
Congrats again.
Moving a lot closer to
yeah.
your neck of the woods, northwest, Asker Vale.
That's it.
Moving out of the north finally, which you're rapt about because you hate the north. And you know what? Since we
I don't
bought,
hate it.
Nah, can I say something?
I was in a north. I was in Gertrude Street yesterday.
Fitzroy.
Yeah, so it's in a north, I would say.
Yeah.
Went to Rocco's
Rocco's.
Bar.
Oh yeah.
And Trattoria.
Yep. Oh, actually,
the
yes,
meatball.
been there actually. Yeah.
Meatball like roll,
Yeah.
sub,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
In like unbelievable. Anyway, I've been there a few times. Berlin was the first. Anyway, go. What I'm saying is, I like the area. I just couldn't live there.
Why is that?
I couldn't live there.
Why is that?
I don't know, it's just different. That's all. That's all I'm going to say.
Because of the
I
people.
want to put it politely.
It's because of the people.
No,
The culture. Well, I'll put it politely. The culture.
I'm not going to say it.
Anyway, since we've bought out that way, and now with my thinking northwest.
Now people are going to target me.
No, thinking northwest, I can kind of see where you're coming from a little bit. So anyway, we're excited. We're moving in a couple of weeks now. We're like 2 weeks out. So, but I will say, if anyone's looking for an apartment in Northcote, I'm selling. I'll look in this camera. I'm selling, and I need to sell this place. So if you're looking for an apartment, it's a lovely apartment, St George's Road, Northcote. Hit me up, DM me. I'll do the real estate job tonight. Anyway, as you can see,
Imagine if you actually sell it on this show.
oh, it'd be unbelievable.
live now.
It'd be unbelievable. As you can see, George, you've now got this.
A little bit delayed.
All right, it's delayed, so we're not going to try and do what I wanted to do before. But we've got some camera switching tonight, which George has set up, and we trialed it last year. If in the comments anything looks wrong, please let us know. It's the first time we're doing it. There are things that could go wrong. Now, on that note, I just want to address something, and I'm not having a go at anyone, right? I'm not having a crack at anyone in particular, but I've just seen some comments recently on our videos after the fact, after episodes are done, and it criticising basically the production, right? We're an amateur podcast, okay? Okay. Well, I do as much as what I can. Jules
Doesn't do anything.
But George is running a studio here that is fucking fantastic. We say this every week. The setup that he has here for anyone that wants to trial this or dip their toe in, there's nothing that I think would be better, right? If you're sort of at the level that we're at. Now, we've come a long way in terms of our production quality. I'm happy to say that. It's not being arrogant. I think you would agree.
We had one mic.
We had one mic.
And we were doing it at your unit.
Yeah.
Your
So
apartment.
which you can buy. Which you can buy. So, look, we're doing our best. And it's not George's fault. It's not the studio. It's got nothing to do with any of that. This is what happens when you live stream. Okay? There are some faults. There are some things that we can't anticipate. We are trying to anticipate absolutely everything that we can. So please stick with us. It's not George's fault. The studio is fantastic. Mavros Studios, 84 Hotham Street, Preston. Hit him up. Also proudly partnered this year with Armstrong Street Cafe in Middle Park. If you haven't already, head down to Middle Park, Armstrong Street Cafe. Get your coffees, get your eggs, get everything there. I think we're going to jump in. We've been going for 10 minutes. So, Jules, without any further ado.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. Cool. Where do you want to start? Because, fuck me. So, I don't know. Honestly, I actually don't even know where to start tonight.
Well, you got to start from the beginning of the game. I would say.
Do we want to look? The first half, there are some positives that I think we can talk about, and I think let's start there because I think a lot of this episode is going to be quite negative, and I think for fucking very good reason. So take it away with what you saw in the first half, and we'll start there.
No, I think the first half we settled like reasonably well. I felt like as if we were using not the aggression. I wouldn't say the aggression, but the emotion. Obviously, the involvement with Ollie Charlie Curnow, Ollie Florent, and Haywood, and so on. Like we were using that in a positive note, in a positive light. I felt like as if, obviously, in terms of the contested possessions and so on, I think we were like plus 28 at some stage in the first half.
We were.
So obviously,
battered them around the ball.
Obviously, that sort of set the tone. Pitternet was having a game of his life as well, which obviously helped. Walsh was doing what he wants. Lord was doing what he wants. Jagger was playing a reasonable game up to that point as well. Can sort of continue on in the second half too in some capacity as well, but sort of probably died down a little bit. Our ball movement was good. The only negative I felt, or part of a negative that I felt from the first half, was the fact that we actually didn't put scoreboard pressure on.
Yep.
I felt like as if at some time in the first half, we potentially could have been 5 or 6 goals up, and that wasn't the case. That was the negative for me for the first half. I actually couldn't find too much else, to be fair, other than Sydney actually sort of like getting a run in a little bit, and the fact that those players, we sort of stopped it towards the end of the second quarter, but then those players again got a foothold on the game in terms of Goulden, Warner, Heaney, and we couldn't stop him in the second half. But we knew that they had that in them in the second quarter, if that makes sense. So we already knew that was eventually going to come.
Yep.
But we couldn't stop it in the second half.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, what I sort of saw in the first half anyway, I was happy with. I mean, I went to the Great Northern at the pub. The place was rocking. Like we didn't necessarily put some really quality scoreboard pressure on, but we kept them goalless in the first quarter. That was huge. Like to come out amidst like the excitement and the anticipation for
the
this
noise.
Yeah. To keep them goalless to start the game, you can't ask for much more, really, right? Yeah, a couple of more goals would have been nice in the first quarter that we probably butchered, but I thought for the most part in the first quarter we had them under the thumb. First 10 minutes of the second, they sort of fought back a bit, looked like they were getting it back on their terms, but they weren't really impacting the score. I thought we did really well to hold them off in that aspect. And I sort of turned around at that point to my dad at halfway through the second quarter and said, this is the best they're giving us. I've only kicked 2 goals here. If we can get a couple before half time, we get it back on our terms. It's proper game on. Like we've got it under control. We did it. We go in at half time for 10 points, right? Then not only that, we come out of half time now, and amongst sort of the anxiety around second halves and whatnot from last year, and is that going to carry on, etc. We kicked the first 2 fucking goals. Yeah. Get out to 22 points. And like, I don't know, I was sitting there going, and this was probably the point that I turned, and this always happens, thinking, what could go wrong? I'm not even joking. That's what went through my head. I'm going, nothing's going wrong here. Like we're playing the game we want to play. The ball movement looks a lot better. The way that we're defending looked a lot better, like just as a team, collectively across the ground. And then there was a moment. Errol Goulden off the back half. Sard goes up, hits the deck. He's on the ground, writhing around, whatever. I know. We can talk about it. Errol Goulden grabs the ball, starts streaming through the middle, and there's this fucking 40-metre handball that clears everyone, and they're in space out the back. And I looked at it and went, where's our players? Like first half, that wasn't happening. We were able to stop when they tried to get out the back, right? We had players, and we had players going with them. No one. Justin McInerney in space. Goal. And at that point, I went, are we tired or have we switched off? And then the next one came. And 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 then the next one came. And then the next one came.
How many? They didn't score
and then
that.
The next one came. And then the next one came. There's 12 fucking goals in a quarter.
Yeah, but not unanswered.
we kicked. I think we kicked one when they
think we
kicked
called
6
one more.
straight,
Yeah.
and then one
So-
more when they kicked 5 straight. They went on. Think about this. They went on 2 5+ goal runs in one quarter
Well, it's 75 points is the third most in a quarter
In history.
AFL history.
I'm sorry.
But that didn't even happen when we had like who in our list?
We
Like,
sat through
Allard.
goalless halves against Fremantle at Etihad
George laughing.
at Marvel.
It's true.
It's true.
No, I'm thinking, remember
Hey, David Allard.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't
Yeah,
happen
I was about to
then.
say that.
It didn't even
GWS.
happen then.
16 players on the field in the last quarter. We lose by 100 plus. They kick 6 goals. We've never ever seen what we saw in that third quarter. Jules, what the fuck is wrong with this group? I'm actually not even joking at this point. What the actual fuck is wrong with this group? That's not normal.
It's not. To be honest with you, I don't understand how leaders on field can't say, all right, after 3, 4, 5 goals, because that stage, 5 goals, it would have been like 8 points the difference, if that makes sense, because we were 22 points up. Yeah?
Yep.
So why isn't someone like Cripps, Walsh, I felt like as if we were just going our shell. Why isn't Wiedering? Why isn't Mackay? Mackay we need to probably get into as well, to be honest with you. Like in terms of like a one-on-one discussion. We just go in our shell. We just go in our shell and we can't.
But why? No, I am now asking why. What happens with this group when they have a game under control? What happens? We haven't seen a 12-goal quarter, right? But we've seen this. We had 19 consecutive goals kicked against us. Port Adelaide, Murphy's 300th.
Yeah.
19 consecutive, right? This group, and I'm talking the core. I always talk about the core. Don't care about. We'll talk about the new players in a minute because I saw a very distinct difference in the way that they approached the game at that point and the way that our core and our leaders approached it, right? This core group of players that has been here for 10 years, right? They always find ways to surprise us in the worst fucking way possible. This was, I think, almost in that third quarter, it wasn't even the lowest of the lows, right? It was in a league of its own because I sat there in disbelief. We were witches' hats, man. It was a training drill
We laid 38 tackles
for the game.
For the game.
Terrible.
38 tackles for the game. I think they laid 67. We had 6 players that didn't lay a tackle. So McGovern, Fogg, Wiedering, Mackay, Lord, Stard didn't lay a tackle. So out of the bottom 10, there's 3 of their players in the tackle count, which is pretty crazy, considering it was like a wet game type of game too.
Oh, it was.
Do you know what I mean? Like it was that kind
it
of
was
game.
dewy, it was greasy, yeah.
So you would think that, especially early on, and even the game like went on, the tackle count probably should have been higher.
Like how when so we kicked the first 2. I don't think they kicked their first one until like 4 or 5 minutes into that quarter.
Yeah,
Game
minimum
minutes,
5 in
right?
the third.
Yeah, in the third quarter, right? So they kicked their first. They get on a 6-goal run. And then you look at the clock and there's still like 10 game minutes in this quarter left as a player, as a leader, right? Fuck. They've just put 36 points on in the blink of an eye, boys. Yeah? At 36 points, right? How is someone not gone, we need to like just kill the game at this point. Kill it. In any way that you can. Zap the momentum completely, right? At 36 points, doesn't happen. 50 in a quarter, and there's still 6 minutes left on the clock. Fuck. All right. Where's the panic stations? Still not there. There's 3.5 minutes to go. There was actually 3.5 minutes to go in that quarter. Their score was 67 at 3.5 minutes. 3.5 game minutes. They finished with 93 points by the end of that quarter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In 3.5 minutes, they kicked 6 goals. Sorry, 4 goals too.
Yeah.
To finish the quarter.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
Can I ask you boys a question? How much of that has to come from the coaching box and how much of that should be coming from Cripper and Wiedering?
George is basically taking the next question out of my mouth.
Yeah. So for me, it's twofold. In terms of coaching, they would go through scenarios at training, like, I don't know, I've played soccer and we used to do that all the time. Okay. So we used to do that all the time. So I'm assuming at the elite level in AFL, they've probably done it. But I didn't see anything otherwise, unless because they wanted to trial this, not trial, but obviously they want to play a certain way. Maybe they wanted to try play it for the 4 quarters and they just want to continue on with it. And I know, Joe, you said if they're going to play it for the whole, for the whole game. If they get pumped,
so be
it.
Yep.
But I felt for the first half, we played it.
We did.
Maybe in patches in the third, like at the start of the third, we played it. But then on after that, we went back to the old habits.
No, that wasn't even old habits, right? That was something that we've never seen from this group.
It
Jules,
was old
genuinely.
habits in terms of trying to move the ball.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
But, bloke, we didn't have the ball. Forget about trying to move the ball.
But when
we couldn't get the football.
Obviously, we could get it. When we got the ball, though, we didn't do the right things with it. We had Ashton Moyer on the wing trying to go for kicks inboard when it was hitting snow.
Yeah.
Like things like that. When you're trying to slow the momentum of the opposition. So what I'm saying is it comes down to leadership. It comes down to organization. When it's easy, when the game's on your terms, it's very, very easy to lead. When the game isn't on your terms, good luck. And with Carlton, and even like Doherty's comments on Dan Gorringe's on Instagram or Reels or whatever it was, which we will get into.
Probably a good segue because you
will get into.
Yeah.
When we do not win clearances and contested possessions, we go to water.
Yeah.
Now I've said it and I said it multiple times. Yes, you're not going to win contested possessions and clearances over the course of the whole game. It is impossible.
No, you're not going to dominate it. No.
Yeah. But even to break even. We were plus 28 and we couldn't hit the scoreboard. We couldn't put scoreboard pressure on.
True.
They were only plus 10. They're only plus 10 in the second half at some stage.
So what does
but look what they did.
What does it come down to? Because they've got
it's the ability from the way in which you move the footy. That's what it comes down to, and we cannot do it when we do not win clearances and contests.
And do you think
that's the thing?
Do you think that is a result of purely system, lack of skill and talent, right? Lack of skill and talent, not raw talent and fucking names and all that. Lack of skill from playing group, or a genuine balance and combination of both at this point? Because this is how I know I've asked the question, but can I just give my opinion on this first? Do you mind?
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
If we've got the ability to get to 22 points up and move the footy, and Ollie Hollins is kicking inside 50 and landing on the tit of Brodie Kemp into space, and we're running and we're carrying for 2.5 quarters, then the system clearly works.
Yeah, but when you're winning clearances and contested possessions, you're winning them obviously from the centre half of the ground. So, but when they're winning them, they're getting the ball inside D50. And I'd love to see, I haven't seen it. Yeah. I'm only going back off the contested possessions and clearances. But obviously when they're winning contested possessions, the clearances, or even halving it, all right, they're able to move the football and we can't move the football from D50, for example. And that's the difference.
But a lot of their damage came from centre bounce too.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a lot of their damage in that third quarter came from centre bounce.
But we ended up, in terms of clearances, it was actually pretty much dead even by the end of the game.
By the end of the game, yes. Yeah, but we would have won a few clearances back when the game was dead. They would have taken the foot off too. The dominance in the third, for me, from them, and Sydney are going to be very good. I think pre-season when we did our predictions and whatnot.
Yeah, they're not 75
No, they're not a 75 point
in a quarter.
team. No. I think they're going to be very good. They'll be top 2 or 3. They might make the grand final. I think they're on track, right? Just based on personnel they've got back and the way what we've seen so far, even though it's a limited sample. But they're going to be very good. They're not that good. I just think that they were at their absolute best in that quarter and we were at our absolute worst. And the combination of the two is what you see.
Yeah.
However, to go back to my point, for me, clearly, they have the ability. Clearly, we have a system that works. Clearly, they've got the mental toughness to do it. But to your point, as soon as It's not even when the contested ball goes against them for me, right? I know that's been a big focus in the media and whatnot since. For me, it's when the momentum, any sort of momentum, goes against us, is what I see. Team gets on a 2 or 3 goal run. We could be up by a goal or two still at that point. We don't know how to wrestle back momentum to keep that lead.
Yeah, but the momentum starts from the contest.
I don't think it did in that game. I think where it started, like I said, the turning point for me was that turnover off half back, Errol Goulden, right? And the run and gun.
What I'm saying is, once they kick a goal, it restarts
it goes back
from
to the
a
centre.
contest.
I
It's a
agree.
clearance.
I agree.
So they didn't have the ability to even want to halve it.
So who does that
another?
So who does it come down to then?
Comes back down to our midfield. It definitely comes for that. Comes
Let's
back
talk about
from
on
our
that comment.
midfield.
Let's talk about Sam Doherty. He mentioned our midfield. He mentioned that all you got to do is batter our midfield unit and you'll win the game. I don't know what to take from his comments still. I've thought about it a little bit. And there's been a lot of controversy around that with Dan Gorringe. Mate, he's got... I don't know if it's true if he didn't get the clearance from Doc to play it or not.
From my understanding, no, I could be wrong.
Yeah, but he's going to speak about it. I don't usually listen to his podcast, but he's speaking about it tomorrow morning. It's going to be very interesting. However, comments were said. We all know what the comments were. You batter our midfield, we're weak as piss, essentially. Is what he said.
But
But there's an element.
I feel like as if that's what we've seen.
Well, yeah, but there's I don't know if there was an element to what he said around the system as well. I think there was a bit of. I don't think he expressly said it or explicitly said it, but it felt like that's kind of maybe where he's. I don't know what you took from the comments themselves, or if it was just on the playing group that he was putting it.
No, I think it's everything.
Yeah,
of course it's everything.
Yeah,
of course it's everything.
But again, to your point, if the midfield gets battered, which they did again in that third, and there was no fucking leader that wanted to stand up, yeah, this is the result.
But I feel like as if some teams, for example, they know that they're okay losing the clearances or losing contested possessions for the ball to go inside the D50, like their defensive 50, to slingshot back because they know that potentially there's going to be space.
Give me a team.
I think there's a lot of teams that would
give me
do
one.
it.
Give me one as an example.
I reckon Sydney are pretty happy with doing it.
So,
to be honest,
out of their back half, right?
But look what they have. That's what I'm saying.
Blakey.
This is what I'm saying. But who do we have?
No,
because
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Exactly.
when we don't win contested possessions and we don't have the game on our terms, what do we have?
Nothing.
And that's the issue.
All we have is contest, and this is what Voss talks about a lot. We always come back to contest, right? That's now very clear.
But it can't be just that.
I know, but the football world now knows this.
I think everyone knows for ages.
Nah, but it's
opposition in the world, yeah. But teams have known this.
Yeah, right? So we come back to contest. Okay. If that's the case, right? Cripps, Walsh, Hewitt, those three. Just those three at the moment, because Chera's not even there. But those three, they're the experienced heads. I'm not putting it on Jagger. I'm not putting it on Cooper Lord. I'm not putting it on these kids that we're giving a run through there. Elijah, Zach Williams, who's not even a midfielder, right? Those three have the full responsibility for that quarter. Those three alone.
Oh, for sure.
From my perspective, the total accountability for why that fell over, and what maybe not why it fell over, but why we couldn't wrestle it back. No. Neither of those three, none of them. And apparently George Hewitt was on the bench for 15 minutes, so maybe I don't even include him. But Cripps and Walsh, bloke.
How is Hewitt on the bench for 15 minutes?
Someone's just said in the chat, apparently he was on the bench for 15 minutes. So that's again,
crazy.
That's a coaching decision, right? So that's where you go, okay, how do we get that so wrong?
To be fair, when our centre three for the start of the third quarter, can you remember who it was?
Williams, Lord...
No, it was like
Lord Jagger.
It was like
and
Ollie Hollins, Jagger, and
I think it was Cooper
Walsh
Lord. No, I think it was Cooper
something.
Lord.
Yeah, it was like something like ridiculous. There was like no Cripps, there was no Hewitt. I was like, well, I don't know if we won it or not.
We kicked two goals to start the quarter.
Yeah. But for me, it was just, I'm just bringing it up like it was pretty crazy.
I don't know, man. You've got leaders on this list now, and Cripps has been a warrior for a long time, and I'm not writing him off. I never will. This isn't writing Cripps off, but for this game, and I'm sure he knows, full accountability on his shoulders for why we could not stem the momentum out of the middle. For me, it's as plain as that. You're a captain of the club. You are our contested bull, dual Brownlow medalist. You have to put your fucking team on your back sometimes, just to arrest momentum for 2 minutes. That's all it is. 2 minutes. Cut the game, kill it, play really fucking ugly football across the park, kill the game, go again, reset. I think it's as simple as that, is it not?
Well, it's either that you just get repeat stoppage,
Repeat
you
stoppage.
make it ugly, or you keep the ball for a little bit.
Which we can't because we don't have the players to do it. No,
You
that
can. Most teams sort of allow you to like kick like a 15-minute kick like sideways. A lot of teams allow it.
Yeah, but you know what? Teams that are allowed that kick execute that kick. I don't think we execute that kick. I've got no
You
confidence.
can't do it when you got young McGovern.
McGovern, man. Jeez. Anyway, listen. Now, ranting and raving done. Anything else?
Done?
Anything else? For now. Anything else on the dockety comments?
No, it's just going to be interesting to see what unfolds tomorrow.
Do you maybe think, or do you maybe hope that as a former leader of the club when he was actually at the club that those comments were spoken? Do you think that happens?
I think
At our club?
Should it happen?
Yep. Do you think it happens inside the four walls? Do you think comments like that are said candidly inside the four walls as feedback?
Yeah.
Do you think it is to that extent?
Maybe not like that, but yeah, I would say I reckon it has, and that's why they've tried to change.
I hope so.
Yeah, but I think I'm actually not upset that Doherty said those comments.
I'm not. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm actually not.
Everything he said was true.
I'm actually not upset at it.
All right, if you don't know, yeah, we'll read it because I think Dan Gorridge deleted it. But anyway. All right, Doggy's comments. Basically what happens and exactly what happened last night is the same shit that happens every other game. When the game is hot and contested and pressurised, Carlton is good in that environment. But as soon as some team can do whatever good in the contest, the rest of the game just fucking falls to pieces. Carlton were plus 21 at contested possession, so they're winning all contests around the ground, which then got the ball played in their half and on their terms. Admittedly, their ball movement was pretty good in the first half. They were able to control the tempo, but then they start losing contests, they get under pressure, they can't get a hold of the ball, and then they're a fucking shit show. Because the game gets somewhat slower, there's more of an open brand of footy. That's when Carlton is fucking horrible. That's essentially what happened against Sydney last night. Sydney plus 10 in the last quarter in contested possession. A game against Carlton, defence doesn't hold up. So basically, you smack our mids again this year and we'll be fucked going off last night. Change the ball movement all you want in the world, but it's the same issue. For anyone that didn't hear it. And I'm sorry, Doc, for throwing you under the bus again, but comments are out there. Anyway, I don't have a problem with anything that he said. Zero. I think it's fantastic to hear a former player that was only there 6 months ago say what he has said. That has now put the entire club on notice. It just does. It just does. And if they don't like it, and if they want to sook about it, then unfortunately on Thursday against Richmond, we'll probably see the result. For me, if you're a club that takes that to heart, you're going to get fucking smacked on Thursday again.
It's going to be interesting to see how we rock up. That's for sure.
Now, players, let's try and find some positives. I'll start. Did you ever see Tom DeConing kick 3 goals in a game?
Yeah, but to be fair, yeah, Pitto had the game of his life in the first half.
Hey,
but then after that,
had the game in our terms. Had it on our terms. We probably with the conditions. We probably didn't need to roll with 2 rucks. In the end, I think that was probably a poor selection decision in hindsight.
Interesting to see. I haven't looked at the other games, nor have I watched any other games.
I haven't watched one either, to be honest. I needed a break after.
Yeah, I couldn't watch any footy. But if anyone in the chat knows how many rucks opposition, like I'm talking like genuine rucks, how opposition went into the game, I might find it interesting because I've seen comments like in the media and so on that, potentially, you shouldn't have to roll with 2 rucks and so on, especially if you're a team like Carlton because you probably want that extra run. So I just feel like as if that might be a little bit interesting in terms of come Thursday night, whether we go Pittonet and Reedy. But the only issue that we do have is we don't have like another forward. Mm-hmm. That's the issue, I feel. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Outside of Harry?
Well, Harry will have to ruck, but then who else do you have to stay forward?
Yeah,
do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
That's the issue that we have in terms of personnel on our list. You got Hudson O'Keefe, but he's a ruck. You might have Dirksen, but to be honest with you, I probably want him down back unless Haynes is okay. And then you might be able to bring in Haynes in for like a young and Dirksen in up forward. So then Harry can pinch it in the ruck or whatever it may be. I just feel like as if we need that extra run and the extra ruck isn't going to really impact our game in a negative way.
no other team from what I can see has run with 2 rucks other than us.
There you go.
Yep, at this point. Even Sydney didn't.
Yeah.
Not from memory.
Well, but they've got like
St Kilda would, actually,
Yeah.
sorry, with Marshall and Koning, but they are hamstrung with that, unfortunately. They'll probably make that work.
yeah.
I think they're the only other ones that would run with two rucks.
Yeah, but they're like you can see how those 2 rucks can play forward. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
They're both pretty agile.
Yeah, like you can-
Reed and Pitnet are lumbering.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I think, particularly against Richmond, where it's basically just Nate Curvis, I'd be surprised if we ran with 2 rucks again after that. I would.
I think Thursday's actually pretty good weather too. That you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think for me, like you have a look at what Sydney did with Papley, like how much game time did he have? And if, for example, a player like Byrne, if he's not playing because he's not match ready to be able to compete for 4 quarters, to be honest with you, if he's good for 2.5 quarters, like playing time, I prefer he plays. I honestly prefer he plays because I know what I'm going to get.
Who?
Byrne.
Oh, yeah, agree.
I prefer him plays.
Yeah.
For me.
No, look, I feel like maybe, look, they probably will run with 2 rucks again on Thursday, just realistically, right? They probably will. I don't think they're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater after 1 game. I don't think they will. They're not going to hit panic stations. I don't think we should either, and we'll get to that in a minute on how I'm thinking about this outside of the ranting of the 3rd quarter and whatnot. I think they probably will. But I think you're probably right. With the way that the game is being played by all teams at the moment, from what I can see, it's fast. It's fucking fast.
Especially with the way the ball like goes out.
And with the
like,
extra interchange as well. Like the way that teams are using that interchange is very interesting. Tom Papley didn't come on for the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, sorry, exactly right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do there going forward. However, I still think Pitto had his probably his best game for the club, to be honest. 2 rucks aside, kicks 3. I thought he held Grundy really well in the first half in particular. He looked like he had a lot of energy. It was probably the fittest that I think I can remember seeing Pitto. Like I know he still sort of labours and lumbers around. He's a big bloke, but
That's him.
No, but he probably still looked as fit as what I think I've seen him. He was taking marks around the ground, which is something that, you know, he's probably been criticised for in the past that Tom used to do, that he wasn't able to add that strength to his bow. Look, I think he's going to be more than a serviceable ruck as our first option. It's just whether or not we play ready with him or we pick one of the 2. So Pitto was good. The debutants, Jagger, Harry Dean, like, yeah, they gave us probably what we thought we'd get. The first gamers, not expecting too much, but they can only do so much when you get absolutely thumped like we did. But good signs there, particularly from Harry Dean. I know he's going to make mistakes, and as a defender, a key defender in particular, those mistakes are probably going to stand out a lot more than most others around the ground at times. But I'm kind of expecting him to make those mistakes.
Who?
Harry Dean. I like his attack on the footy.
I think he
I
played
like
well.
his intent. I think that's all going to pay off eventually for him. But we're gonna have to take the good with the bad with him, and I'm prepared to. Same with Jagger. I made a comment around Jagger. Obviously, with ball in hand, mate, the kid's going to be a maestro for us. Going to be. Not is, but he's going to be. He's going to have those glimpses. Defensively, he's got a bit to work on. And that's not putting pressure on the kid. It just is what it is. He's first-year player. We saw it with Dacos. Seen it with plenty of these flashy types that come in through the midfield. Defensively, and the accountability going the other way, it takes a little bit of time to develop. So that'll be probably just a watch for him. But, yeah, I thought they looked really good. Cooper Lord was clean first half. What did you think?
Lord was good.
Clean the first half. He didn't lay too many tackles this week, which I was a bit disappointed with.
Too many. Did any laid?
How many? None.
0.
Yeah, and he had 13 against Geelong. Right, so, and this is a kid that now, okay, he's young, but it's his 3rd year on the list. We're expecting him to take a leap. You know, that application's got to be there from these kids, at the very least, 3 years in. You know, we had these, I think we, on this podcast anyway, had these criticisms of like Durden and Mott's true, 3 years in, where that application wasn't quite there and they'd fade out and they'd have their little moments, but you want that layer to be added now. But I thought for the most part, Coop looked good. Outside of that,
I think Ainsworth was all right.
oh, sorry, Ben Ainsworth.
Ainsworth was very good
Yeah. Ainsworth was very, very good.
for the opportunities that he had.
Mate, the ball was barely in our front half, but every time he had it, he looked electric. And on this, I'll ask you, probably not even a question. It's more of a statement, and then I'll get you to validate it because I know I'm right. Yeah. Haywood, Ainsworth, and Chesser were three that I watched in that third quarter. May not have done a lot with ball in hand, but I was watching them off the ball. And even though it was going against us, all I saw from them was effort. Right, Chesser's not the best user of the footy, but defensively, his defensive effort to go the other way and try and stop was there. Haywood, Ainsworth, balls barely in their half. Haywood didn't impact the scoreboard in the second half, but the intensity, the application, the effort were there. Ainsworth, when he had his opportunities, nailed them. Right, they're three players that have just come from different clubs.
I think Ollie Florent was pretty good too. To be honest,
Ollie Florent was good. Yep, I agree. For what he was up against with the amount of footy that was living in our back half. 4 players, right, where you can see the difference. And these aren't world beaters, right? They're not superstars.
No, I would say they're C, sometimes B.
B, right?
Plus players.
Maybe A, they'll have their games with A graders, right? Days
Maybe.
where they look like A graders. Yeah. But for the most part, they're the role players that we've been looking for. But you can see the difference in their intensity and their application. And that, for me, stood out massively, even when we're getting thumped.
Yeah, but... No, I agree with you. In terms of like trying to get those A grade players or grade players becoming B players, that's got to come from our from a younger crop of players. Do you know what I mean? Like our Lords, our Moyers, those kinds of players sort of need to get a bit of a jump on. Even Kemp, for example.
Mm-hmm. Ollie Hollands.
Yeah, Elijah. Those are the kind of players that we're going to try to get growth from. You can't always, wait for it to come from outside clubs.
Yeah. And I think if players like McGovern and Sard...
we get into...
Yeah, we can. Young.
Yeah,
I mean, they're probably the three that stood out. If they're first picked... If they are just first picked because they are first picked at this point...
So who'd you say?
We either don't have the pressure coming from underneath, right?
Who'd you say? McGovern, Young?
And Sard.
Well,
they don't have
Hammy's probably out.
Hey?
Sard's got a hammy, so he's probably out 7 days.
But if they're still, when they're healthy, if they're 3 first picked names and there's no pressure coming from underneath, we are in a dire position. Like those positions need to have pressure put on them now.
I think those players, particularly 2 of them, they're probably playing because Young and McGovern,
because of injuries.
I agree. But I still think Dirksen has to come in this week.
Yep, I agree.
For Young.
Yep.
At the least. Or, sorry, maybe even McGovern. I reckon McGovern played worse than a Young.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think if you do that, then you might be able to move the magnets around. I think Cowan and Carroll, for example, they could potentially come in for a Sard.
Bit more run.
Or a Young, bit more run.
Boyd.
Bit more run. Boyd as well, obviously with his kicking. So in the back half, there's some things that you can
defensively. I know he can butcher it, but defensively, and Paul Barbaza made a really good point to me and us in the chat, for all his deficiencies, you're going to get what you need from him defensively, going the other way. And I think that's what we probably lacked, particularly out in the open and on those wings in the second half.
Yeah, it depends on depends what the other wing players are, like who they are.
Any other players that stood out that you want to call out? In a positive way that I haven't touched on? I know I covered most of them while you were looking at the stats, but...
Nah, find it positive.
You want to go negative? You can.
There's probably only like 5 players, 6 players max that you could probably speak on in a positive light, no?
I agree.
Like everyone else, yeah, it's kind of hard. I would say Harry, man, he's got to step up.
Looks a bit underdone. Way. I don't know.
Why would he be underdone?
I did hear that he didn't. That he wasn't able to get through every session. I think he's carrying something. It sounds like. Sounds like he might be carrying something.
Yeah, but if you're playing,
I know he had a knock or some tightness like 5 weeks ago, and he missed some time in the preseason.
that was his hammy.
Yeah.
But so I think just tightness 5 weeks ago. Like you've had 4 months of training.
He's still someone that needs every bit of consistency that he can get. For me, I'm not knocking Harry yet. I'm not. It's a very new look forward line, and to be fair, the ball didn't live in the fucking half for like 25 minutes. I thought he competed around the ground. Took a couple of contested marks on the wing that got us out of a bind, particularly in the first half.
I want them inside the forward 50.
I know, but fuck me, what's he supposed to do, man?
Come on. In the first half.
Yeah, all right, but then if he kicks 4 and no one kicks anything else, we're sitting here going,
What
We're
happens?
relying on Harry too
Why
much.
not he kicks 4 and everyone else kicks another 5 or 6?
I think that'll come. That's why I'm not knocking him yet. I'm not knocking him yet. I think that'll come. I think he's got to get used to the way that forward line is functioning without Charlie. They played together for 10 years.
I don't know. He won a Coleman without him. So.
Yeah, I just think it's going to take him some time. I'm not writing him. I'm not writing anyone off. Just to be clear, I'm not writing anyone off. I'm not criticising Harry for Thursday yet, though. I'm not.
It's not the reason why we lost.
No. And I just don't think if you cop 12 goals in a quarter, you can look at a key forward and go, what the fuck did you do?
No, but if we're doing well in the first half and he hasn't kicked a goal by that stage.
But I liked that. How many times have we sat here and gone,
but it wasn't enough.
I know, but I liked that at the time. So take the rest of the game out of it when we didn't know what was going to happen. I was sitting there going, we've got like so many different goal kickers on this sheet.
Yeah, I know, but I was looking at it and I'm just like, we're not up enough compared to what we actually just did to Sydney.
I agree with the contested ball and whatnot. I get it.
That's what
I think if we had kept the game,
because that's what I do. I judge it based on what it was. It actually should be a 5-6 goal margin.
I'll put it to you this way: what did Charlie do for Sydney in their run? Fuck all.
Nothing. He never does anything in difficult games.
I know. But my point is, then
that's why I don't care if he's gone.
If we kept the game, if hypothetically we keep the game on our terms, and Harry doesn't kick 4 or 5 to get us on a run, I don't think we're sitting here going, Harry did nothing. I think we're sitting here going, how good is it that Harry did nothing? We were still able to do that. That's my point that I'm making. So I'm not criticising H when we cop 75 points in a quarter. Not a chance. I think that's it for the game for me. With that said, there's a lot of people that have already written us off. You writing us off for the year? Off one performance?
It depends on...
Like, has your expectation changed? What was your expectation pre-season? What did we say?
If you could just get into finals, it'd be nice.
Wild card. I know you want top 6, but we're not a top 6 side. Let's be realistic.
No, I never said top 6.
Yeah, so if you want to be unrealistic and say, we should be top 4, we should be top 6, do whatever you want, but we're not. No. We are, at best, a wild card side. At best. And we said that all pre-season.
You can sneak into the 8, I reckon.
Yeah, it's still a wild card, though.
To be fair.
No, I know, but it's still a wild card. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
7 to 10.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Right? So we're at best a wild card side.
Yeah.
Right? I still think we can make 10th. It's fucking one game. All right, it was bad. But what we also discussed, and what I discussed with you, was that if we want to add this layer, we're going to cop scores going the other way. Not 75 points. That's inexcusable.
Cop scores the other way, still playing.
Of course.
The brand of football in the first half. I think we didn't do that.
I think we were
butchering the footy.
We were shell shocked at how quickly they were able to put the score on, and from there it just snowballed. I would be so surprised if Richmond were able to get on that sort of a run, even close to it against us.
If they do, you won't see me there the next week.
Well, actually, George, maybe you can think about this. I was thinking about it today. I do want to put something on the line here. If we lose to Richmond.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know, you tell me. Have a think about it. We'll do the preview for Richmond in a minute, but I'm thinking like... I'm going to put my balls on the line almost to say like, we're not losing to Richmond. We're fucking not.
Or just a question on that. If we do beat Richmond, how much do we actually learn from that? Because theoretically we should be beating them and we should... I say in theory, not the games are won.
If we don't beat Richmond,
but what I'm trying to say is like, if our ball movement's that good, how much of a litmus test? How much does that prove versus if it was against someone at least closer in and around where we want to be as a finals team?
Nothing.
Well, you know what I mean? Because I think if we beat Richmond by 60, everyone's going to say, well, you should beat. You know.
No, I don't think we should.
And I'll bite your hand off for 60 points. You know what I mean?
Have a think about what we should do if we lose though. Just while I'm.
No, but I feel like if we beat Richmond by 50, 60, 30, whatever. I don't think you learn too much, to be honest.
I think if we beat it by 60, I'm looking at it going, all right, it holds up. It holds up. It may not hold up against the better sides, but it's going to hold up against sides worse or around our mark. If we beat, I'm not expecting to beat them by 60.
Are Richmond around where we should be?
Jules, I'm not expecting to beat Richmond by 60.
Are Richmond around where we should be?
I said worse or around where.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I think, I would hope that they are worse than us.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah.
Just in the grand scheme of it. I don't think we've gone backwards that far, but I don't think we're going to beat them by 60.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Look, I'm not, I don't know where you sit, but I'm not writing the season off. It was diabolical what we saw in the third quarter, but I don't think we will
didn't-
see that again.
We didn't write the season off last year against Richmond.
Well, we did a 2-minute podcast. I reckon we're pretty close. I'm not sitting here with the same. I mean, we've done 50 minutes at this point. Not sitting here, and that was arguably worse than what we saw against Richmond last year. And I'm still more positive than what I was. Like, we came in last year after that Richmond game. We didn't want to talk. Genuinely.
Yeah, look, I just want to compete.
Do you think we will bounce back, firstly, from a, forget about the result, but just from a purely an effort standpoint? Because if we lay 38 tackles against Richmond,
If we lay 38, if we lay 40 or less,
40,
or 50 or less, we lose.
55 tackles.
We probably
minimum.
lose. No, that's what I'm saying. But if we, I reckon even if we lay less than 50, we lose. Almost. It'd actually be a close game. And surely that does not happen. Surely on the whiteboard, there's just a number, 38 on there, just to remind them.
I don't know what's going to be on the whiteboard on Monday for these boys. I really don't. I really don't. I just hope that it hasn't. I mean, there was a lot of positivity preseason. There really was. A week ago, we were sitting here going, fuck, we could do anything. Not feeling that right now. I just hope internally that's not what they're feeling. I hope internally they've got confidence that they can bounce back. Because if they don't have confidence in what they're doing, then forget about it. Forget it.
I don't know. Time will tell. Come Thursday night.
Well,
That's for sure.
Let's do the ins and outs for Thursday. I don't think there's going to be wholesale changes. Sard, Hammy, is that true?
I don't know what the result is from it, but he definitely, it was reported he had at least, and I think 7 days, and I wish we had Danny as our resident medical expert, but I can't imagine an explosive player like Sard to
Play.
Yeah.
So let's just say injury-wise, Sard is out.
Yep.
And I'll use injury as the excuse for this week for Sard. Who comes in? Cowan would be first off the rank for me.
Yeah, I mean, Cowan and Carroll did play in the VFL.
Yep.
Newman didn't play, but that
No,
was
but he's suspended.
because he was
And
suspended.
he's missing this week too.
How many weeks
2
did he
weeks.
get? 2 weeks. So then he could be back the week after.
Back after the bye.
Like the bye.
Yep.
Okay. To be honest with you, I'd prefer. I wouldn't mind a Boyd or Carroll. To be honest with you,
Don't know how they played in the VFL.
apparently Carroll was okay.
Probably
Boyd
Carroll.
was okay.
Probably Carroll before Boyd. For me.
Yeah, I just think in terms of fitness wise, probably Boyd, just because
But
Carroll's missed a little bit.
I mean, also though,
I actually prefer Carroll on a wing.
I also just wouldn't mind bringing them all three in. Go a bit smaller. So Sard, McGovern, Young, all out for me.
And then your tools are
We have Dean
and Wiedering.
and Weeders. I'd also bring in Dirksen. I just don't know who for yet. Maybe
Yeah, I think it's too much.
it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Unless you bring in Carroll.
Shouldn't be that hard when you get slapped by what we got slapped by, to be fair. But
Not wholesale changes, but he wants to change 4 players.
4 players, I don't think that's wholesale. Wholesale, I'm talking like 7 or 8. That's not going to happen.
I think Wade Dirksen has to come in for Lock Young because he's that similar lockdown play. He's not a kicking defender. Whereas
Yeah.
McGovern's a bit more of a kicking defender, not really a lockdown.
Do we need to go in tall against Richmond?
I don't know, but I just prefer to.
Like, their smalls killed us last year.
Yeah, but I prefer to go with an extra tall, but get rid of a ruck.
Okay, there you go, Reedy. Right?
Yeah, I prefer to,
Yeah, okay.
but I don't want the extra player to really be a defender.
Why not?
I prefer it to be like a midfield.
But Carroll
or a
will
half
push up.
forward.
Carroll will push up to a wing. Then Elijah plays all front half, rather than having to track back.
Yeah,
So Carroll pushes up to wing. You drop McGovern.
I really want Burn to play.
You drop Young for I
I want Burn
don't
to
think
play.
he's. I don't think he's ready. He's not quite ready.
Just play him.
Glenn Young kicked 4 against Geelong the week before though.
I really like.
I just don't think we can drop any front half players because for me that wasn't up.
You can't.
I don't think so.
I've got one player you can drop instantly.
Who?
Who do you think?
Go on.
Didn't lay a tackle and was a defensive forward.
Oh, Fogg. True.
You could drop him.
He might be.
He hasn't, and the thing is, it's not just a preseason. It's been for
It's been a long
how
time.
long? It's been
Yeah,
a long
it's been a long
time.
time.
Like, I prefer Burn who can do that, even if it's for 2-3 quarters, and still put something on the scoreboard potentially. and have that creativity and be able to hit targets inside forward 50.
Or
That's what I prefer.
Well, rather than I don't think Burns coming in, but I think maybe Boyd, Carroll, Cowan, and Dirksen can all come into this side this week. If we want to play a running game, I don't know who you're going to drop. I don't know, but if we want to play a running game, out of the back half, bring in runners. Seems pretty fucking clear to me. Have Williams, Florent, Boyd, and Carroll all running out of the back half.
Yeah, we'll see. Interesting.
Just do it.
So how many points?
I can say one thing. We've got nothing to lose after that on Thursday. Nothing. It can't get sure. Oh fuck! How many times I said that? It can't get worse.
It definitely can. It definitely can.
Francis Evans, actually, in the comments here. Is he ready? I think it was 1 to 3 weeks or something that they said.
I don't know if he's back. He didn't play on the weekend.
If he's ready, he comes in for Fog.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to come back after the bye. No, they
Can't
give
remember
those
either.
very generous bye to round 3 or something like that timeline.
So if he's not ready, yes, but if he is, he probably comes in for Fogarty.
Yeah, I can see that.
Midfield, look, some people are calling for a statement, like to drop Cripps. It's not going to happen. You can... yeah, that's not happening. We're not dropping Walsh. We're not dropping Cripps. We're not dropping Hewitt. They're not getting dropped. We're not dropping Lord. We're not dropping Jagger Smith. Our midfield will not change. The only thing that needs to change with our midfield is the mentality. That's it this week. We are coming up against a young side. They're going to be plucky. If they sniff any blood in the water like they did last year, those mental demons are going to come back very, very quickly. This group. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right. How do you see it?
I don't know. I was just thinking in my mind now, should I take Elena swimming on Thursday or should I go to the game?
Well, I bought you tickets.
Yeah, I know. I was the game 7:30. I could make second quarter. What was the question?
What are you thinking?
We should win. Should we not?
What's the expectation?
If it's not more than 30, 40 points, I will not be happy.
I don't care what we win by. How's that? I don't. As long as, because I have vowed this year to stay consistent. I don't care what we win by, as long as, or lose by. We can't lose this week, but most weeks I don't care what we lose by if we do. I don't care what we win by this week because we have to
What
win.
mentality is that?
Wait, I don't care what we win by as long as it's done in the right way.
I hope the players don't.
No, because if
Have
it's
that frame of
because
mind.
if it's done in the right way against a team like Richmond for at least 3 quarters, not 2, right? At least 3, and we can arrest momentum, and we can stick to our principles, and we can get the game back on our terms. Because Richmond will come, they will have their time. They will. Every team does in a game. They have their time. They have their momentum. You don't control the game from minute 0 to minute 120 ever, right? As long as it's done the right way, we will win by 5 goals against Richmond, is my point.
No, I think so too. But it's just whether we're able to do that for.
If
for
we win
enough
by
time.
4 goals and we've done it the right way, I don't care, is what I'm saying. If we win by 3 goals and we've done it the right way, I don't care. If we win by a point and they get on a 6-goal run or at a 5-goal run here and there, and it's like, it's Richmond, what are we doing? We can't allow that. Then not only will I be disappointed in the result, I will be borderline on this podcast next week, almost turning on our head coach. I have said this week, we cannot drop one of the next 3. We can't. We have to be 3-1. Have to be. I have been
And if we're not,
so staunchly supportive of Michael Voss, and I still am. Even after Thursday, I still am. I don't think he's the problem. But he now has to be feeling the pressure. And he would know of anyone else, we cannot drop games to Richmond, North Melbourne or Melbourne. We cannot. Simply. Yes or no? Have to be 3-1.
no, I think so. Obviously, looking at the opponents ahead, we have to be 3-1. But whether that eventuates or not is going to be a different story. Voss will be under the pump this year. I'm telling you.
If we're not 3-1.
I think at some stage of the season he'll be.
Jules, if we lose to Richmond, I think he's...
I'm not saying we're going to lose to
that-
Richmond. I'm saying he will be under the pump this year.
Again, for me, whether or not that will be reflective of my expectation is going to be that'll come. Because I don't think he should be under the pump if we're pushing for a wild card spot, right? Like if it's round 20 and we're still in the hunt and we're not bottom 4 or bottom 3 and we've won 8 games or 9 games to that point and we're still in the hunt for a wild card or a final spot, shouldn't be any pressure. Because realistically, it's where our list is at. Saw it for what it was. You put God in that seat tomorrow, they're not getting the best out of this list. They're not.
I still feel like as if he's under the pressure now. He was under the pressure before Sydney.
Yeah, for sure. He's in a contract year. And they were sniffing around for other head coaches in the off-season.
Apparently.
Confirmed.
When?
Confirmed.
Well, apparently, yeah.
Confirmed.
By who?
Doesn't matter, but confirmed. So, yeah, he'd be feeling
I
it.
heard whispers.
No, I've heard more than whispers. So anyway, confirmed. Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm backing him in. I am. And I'll be staunchly Voss till I die. But he cannot survive if we lose to Richmond, North, or Melbourne.
What are the chances he survives? End of the year, percentage wise.
Well, that's based on whatever percentage chance he gives of finishing in a wild card spot for me. And winning a wild card final.
Okay, so what is it?
More than 50% at this point.
Chance of him staying?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's that high?
Because if you're asking me, yes. Because that's my expectation of where we should be finishing. And if he can get that out of the group, he's done his job this year.
Right.
We're not winning
So-
a fucking flag. We're not a top 4 side. We're not a top
So
6
take
side.
that out. Okay, in terms of your objectives. Okay, because you're basing it on your objectives. Yeah, on the team.
Well, yeah.
Don't base it on objectives.
So what am I basing it on then?
On reality.
But that is a reality for me.
Where did we finish last year?
We finished 12th
12th. So
with
outside.
9 wins.
So
Yep.
outside.
Yeah. So, and I've said we will win more, and I still believe
So
we'll win
we'll have to win like 11
10 games,
12.
10, 11 games to get you into 10th spot this year.
Do you reckon?
Yep. 10 or 11 games to get you into 10th.
Yeah, I don't know if we win that many.
I still stand here and stand by that we will. So until that's mathematically
And
impossible,
yeah, I don't know if it's because we don't. I think we have quality enough to make it.
but until, for me, the question was, does he survive? Until it's mathematically impossible, he survives and there shouldn't be pressure.
Just as some context, Sydney finished 10th last year with 12 wins.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if we win 12 games.
I still think 11 might squeeze in this year. I think the top versus the bottom, the gap is going to widen. Does that make sense? Like the very, very top.
Last
So it's
year
going to be a
was
bit
very-
more...
Last year it was close.
No, but I think it's going to condense in the middle 6 again. I think there's going to be a runaway top 6. There's going to be a really shit bottom 6, and there's going to be a very competitive middle 6. It's not going to be like it's a runaway top 10 and a shit bottom 8.
Okay.
That's personally. But anyway, does he survive? If we make a wildcard spot, yes. When it's mathematically impossible, no. If we lose to Richmond, no. Regardless of what happens. If we lose to Richmond, North, or Melbourne, he will not survive. Doesn't matter what I think of him. Doesn't matter what I think of our list. Doesn't matter what I think of where the responsibility lies. He will not survive if we don't win the next 3 games. Do you agree?
Good luck, Michael Voss.
Do you agree? On the next 3 games, as a block.
Depends what he does after it.
Nah, but
Right.
like the pressure valve should release a little
I
bit.
don't know. I feel like as if when you're under that much pressure, the likelihood of it going in a positive light becomes overwhelmingly, just more difficult. I feel under more pressure.
Been a long week. Actually, I was
Mate,
going
when you're getting
to
as much
say.
sleep as me.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was going to say at the start. Oh, we lost the feed. Oh, no, there it is. What I was going to say at the start was we're adding layers. You can see multi-camera, camera over there, camera here, different audio settings that we're trying for and all that sort of shit. We've added layers really quickly on this podcast. And by the comments tonight, it's pretty sharp. We're amateurs, remember? Not professionals. We're not getting paid to do this. Not much. I can tell you. I don't know. It's all about effort for me.
Patreon?
You put in effort, you get effort back from George, for instance. Yeah, we're back. But anyway, last one to finish.
Yep.
Rory Sloane this morning. Did you hear his comments on the Sunday Footy Show?
I haven't seen anything.
Paraphrasing. So don't kill me if I get this completely wrong. Maybe in the comments they'll be able to confirm what I say.
Quote, yeah.
Or get the quote. Maybe, George, you might be able to get the quote from Sloane. Basically, what he said was, Carlton is too emotional a football club. And it was my understanding...
In terms of what, though?
From the perspective of the fans, we're too emotional. We've put too much pressure on this club.
So the quote was, Carlton is the most emotional footy club I've seen in recent history. He didn't deliver it as harshly as maybe it comes out. He was just talking about how we are a very, like, every game is like, we need to win every game.
Was it from a fan base perspective?
I think he was more talking internally where the club, and I think I could be wrong, but just how we build up, we have to win every single game, and then we don't win it, we're sort of dropping again, whereas other clubs are a bit more
level.
Like Geelong, when they lose EG on the opening round, they're not, throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, but I think it's easier for them, though.
100%.
For a team like Geelong, no?
Well, yeah, when
that's the thing. When you haven't played, in a grand final since '95,
because I'm still here.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you haven't played in a granny since '95 or '99. You know what I mean? Like, hit finals for consecutively. That's when obviously you get more emotional. But the thing is, though, like, I sort of agreed to it to a certain extent, but then on the plus side of things as well.
Can I play the audio?
Emotional footy club I've seen in recent history. I mean, and that's both their fans and inside the four walls too. I think they build every game up to be a must-win game, and I saw the same at the back end of last year. It's like, we must win this game. For round one, we've got to win. And it's like they're trying to race. It's like an F1 trying to race a DRS for an entire race or for the entire season. Like, you're just going to show up with cracks. And I mean, even Wiedering mentioned it after the game. They probably got too heated and too emotional. You can play for emotion for small periods of the game, but you can't sustain it. And what we saw in that first half was Carlton's pressure was elite. They were at them. Sydney couldn't handle it. It showcased in fumbles. And then this started happening. Sydney started to get under the skin of Carlton. And then the gaps opened up afterwards. That run and carry, Lordo, they broke those lines. Lossie needs to have a really normal week this week. It can't be, we've got to respond. We've got to respond to that third quarter and fourth quarter. That's what they do. Yeah, of course they do. But if you keep building every game up, we've got to respond. Your cortisol levels are up here. You've just got to even out. The best teams like Geelong and Brisbane just play at a really consistent level because they know they've got to sustain it for the whole year. So I'd love to see Vossi come in tomorrow and just go, lads, we played some okay footy. We got obviously shown up massively by a really good outfit. But keep it really level and balanced and just come into this game with a bit more normal level. Agree more.
Thoughts?
Look, I can understand it in terms of the context of it. But like I was saying before, with a club like Carlton, you can't compare them to a side like Brisbane or Geelong because they've done it for an extended period of time.
You can't compare.
Yeah, so you can't compare. So it's very, very difficult to compare. Even in a side like Sydney, or to be fair, you probably can't compare us to a lot of different clubs.
No.
There's only... I'm just trying to think. Like, in the last 30 years, maybe not 30 years, last 26, 27 years, there's only 3 clubs that haven't played a grand final, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Us,
North and Gold Coast.
Yep. And we're not North.
Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
We're not the
like,
Gold
when you put it
Coast.
in that kind of context, I feel like as if the fans...
Essendon?
No, they played 2000.
They played 2000.
20, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but all right, if you want to do
2001.
that, there's 4 clubs in 25 years or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So, could you imagine if it was Collingwood?
But they don't allow it. They're a big club.
Saying.
We're a big club.
That's what I'm saying.
So, sorry. Yeah. Guess what?
So you should be under pressure.
Yeah. Pressure's going to be there. You want to be a big club? We're going to make sure we're a big club. From a mentality perspective from the fans. I can only talk from the fans. We're not going to talk internally. I'm sure internally they hold themselves to their own standards. It's fine. From a fan, because you did mention fans. Sorry. That's not how...
The way in which the club dictate their reality is totally up to them. That's the way I see it.
I was going to say, I don't think it's up to fans to be professional supporters. Like, love your club, support your club in any which way you want to. And the players, they should be professional enough, in theory, to not be too consumed by it. But then the flip side is in 2023, when we're rolling, the Carlton Armageddon is the positive side of how
Correct.
emotional we are. So it's a double-edged
But they'll
sword.
get that, right? So, and this is what they know that now. And this is what you're saying. Like, they know, these players should now know that we will get behind them.
I mean, we're behind them now.
Like, seriously, how are we?
Seriously.
I know we've ranted a little bit.
But what's the membership count now? At this stage?
No, it'll be close to 90, I would have thought.
Honestly,
Sort of
find out. But we are, if you think of it, we are the most stupidest fan base. Like,
We are,
in terms
we're
of,
dumb.
been over 100,000 for what, how many years now?
Yep.
Like, considering what we've gotten back, like, in theory, like, we give so much.
I don't know. For me, the reason that we're in the position that we're in as a club culturally, and this mentality has stemmed from way back when, and I've spoken about this before, when we all of a sudden decided to say that wins and losses don't matter, green shoots, like all this bullshit, like 10 years ago. Right? That's when our standards dropped as a club completely. We don't stand for anything anymore. We don't stand for results. Don't judge us on our results. What the fuck are we going to judge you on then? It's the same mentality. This playing group, the core, Cripps, Wiedering, Walsh, they were, Harry, that's the mentality they were brought up in. So sorry, I don't agree with what Rory Sloan has said. This club, of any other club in the league, should be held to that account, should be held to that standard every single week. If there's any club that needed that sort of pressure, it's this one, right here. Not North Melbourne, not St Kilda, not even Brisbane. Brisbane could drop off, and they will eventually, right? Once this little run's done, they'll have their time where they drop off again. No one's going to care. They're not big. They're still not big. They're not, like, Brisbane aren't a big club. Do you know what I mean? Sydney aren't a big club, but they fucking act like it because they hold each other to standards every single fucking week. So no, I don't agree. And as fans, we should hold them to account. There's a way to do it. You can't be disrespectful, and I hope we're not disrespectful on this podcast. But fuck, man. We just copped 75 points in a quarter. You want us to sit here and go, oh, you know what? Let's just move on. No.
It's funny you
It's not
messaged me
happening.
and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be upset. I'm like, Joe, we just copped 75 points in
I
a
didn't
quarter.
even know, though.
And he didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
You were oblivious to it.
Completely oblivious. Mate, come on, man. Standards. Anyway, I think we're done. Thanks, everyone, for joining tonight. If you haven't, subscribe to the Patreon if you can. $2.99 a month on the website. Don't do it on the app, otherwise you'll pay more. We've got a few Patreon subscribers at the moment. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to do for you. I think we do have an idea that maybe the previews, because we don't really do much of a preview, I think we might do that for the Patreon.
Yeah.
So we might trial that next week and put the Patreon up we don't have a game after next week. So during the bye, we might do a preview for I think it's the North Melbourne game after the bye. We'll chuck that on Patreon for our Patreon exclusive subscribers. So
I reckon the patrons as well. Suggest anything that you want the boys to do. Like,
Yeah,
any good ideas, no bad ideas come through, so let us know.
yeah, but I mean, also just remember that Jules got a kid. I'm not moving house.
Make them work.
But maybe I think we'll chuck the preview up as an exclusive Patreon. So if you're not on, sign up if you can. $2.99 a month. Jules,
Cheap as chips.
let's just hope we fucking win on Thursday.
I'll be there second quarter. No, I'll be there.
We'll see you then. See you next week.